It's still dark in this room.
Can you hear me?
I can. Can you hear me?
Okay, there we go. I had my volume down. I'm sorry.
It's still dark in this room.
Yeah, you a little dark. That's better.
Okay, so slide 14 is the one. Oh, I'm so nervous. Slide 14 is the one that I think is less practice or something like that. Where you at, Charlotte?
Huh?
Where are you?
I'm on my couch in the family room.
Okay.
I don't have nowhere else to go.
Well, that's a nice, clear picture.
Is it?
I can't get any clearer. I can go to this very next room and see what happens, but I'm gonna try that and see what happens.
We already have 3 people waiting.
I bet. Well, that's still dark.
Do you think I need to go in a different room? Do you think my background is okay?
I think your background is fine. I just don't know why I can't shed some more light on in this room. That looks, I'm still dark. I don't want to get so far away. Usually I'm in the dining room where the sun is really shining.
Okay.
That's better. I mean, it's lighter.
Mm-hmm.
I guess. I don't know. I'm just nervous.
Me too.
Um,
That is better.
okay, so I'm gonna go get my materials.
Okay.
Okay. So how many people is waiting?
7 now.
Okay.
Who is Nancy Long?
That's my, Nancy Long is from Child Star.
Okay.
She in a toddler room.
Okay. So LaShawn Bridges is on here.
Oh, goodness.
Carly. Raphael Young.
Raphael Young.
And Amira Mackey.
Oh, okay.
Do you think they're gonna be participating? Do you think they're gonna participate?
Nancy may not, because when I would text her or email her, she wouldn't reply back. Even if I said, how you doing or whatever, she wouldn't, and I was giving her activities, she just really never said anything.
Okay.
So, but I don't know, but I have some more that I know is gonna participate.
Okay. Okay.
Yes. Yes, I do. And then we got our, you don't see our co-workers yet, do you?
Mm-mm. Sharon Green.
Sharon
Again.
She's from Blessed Beginnings, yes.
Okay. I remember her. Is that the
Yeah.
one with the gray hair?
Yeah, she's very pleasant, and she will do anything you ask her.
Okay.
I mean, she's good. Whew. Okay.
I know, I know, I know. See, because
I just,
that's gonna
I,
be my thing. Is like, cause mine is a lot of like them participating, and so I'm like, I just hope they participate. You know?
well, you know, that's gonna really be up to them, and I feel like that they will. We probably won't get 100% participation, but I'm sure we will.
Okay.
Sure
And
we
that's
will.
fine as long as they, you know, I get some people to read the bullets that I'm trying to get them to read.
Right, because I got some bullets, you know, I want them to read so they can interact. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna give them everything to read, but okay, so we said that if we want somebody to read something, then just say, well, who would like to volunteer to read?
Yeah. Who would like to volunteer or to
Mhm.
raise your hand in the chat, you know, or to click on the raise your hand option? Oh, it's two chat questions.
Charlotte, did you freeze? You froze on me just for a second.
I did.
Yeah, just for a second. Because if that starts with me again, then I'm gonna have to leave this room.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm not gonna say too much about them shoe covers. Just that piece, that one piece, and then we're gonna move on. Cause I had to change the number of my slides. Cause slide 12 is where I started at, but when you put shoe covers, that became 12.
Okay.
And then I went 13. And I think 14 is the one when you say less practice.
Okay.
So yeah, I got yeah, so I'm just gonna do what I do.
Yep. That's all we could do. My
That's
hands
it.
are, my palms are sweating.
I never got to sweaty palms, but um my thing with the bathroom kind of
Yep.
goes.
I
So
get that too.
I kind of got that together.
Why does let me see. She got her hand raised. I wonder why.
Yeah.
Let me see. She got her hand. I don't know what to do.
Who is it?
It's Carly. Should I allow her to talk?
I mean, what is it that she need to say before this starts?
I'm not sure. I'm not even sure. I wonder, can they hear us?
I don't know. I don't know. Am I on side by side with you now?
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Oh, they say yeah, they can hear us.
Okay. You can mute them, can't you?
Yes. Okay.
Okay. Lisa, tell me, yes, we can hear you. Okay. Put my phone on vibrate because I need it by me so to make sure that I can hear when Viandria say about them questions, how much time we have.
Hi, Carly. Did you have a question?
Hi, can you hear me, Charlotte?
Yes, I can hear you. How are you?
Okay, I'm fine, thanks. How's everybody? I just wanted you to
Good.
know that Tracy is here with me. I didn't know if when I registered, I just registered for both of us. I just put my name on there, but she's here for the webinar.
Okay, you both are viewing it on the same
Yes,
computer?
we're together, yes. Can you see her?
Okay,
See her?
if you, I'm sorry.
Do you need to see her? She's right here.
No, if you could type both of your names in the chat box.
Where's that at? In the chat box?
The chat box.
Does that say over here where it says Zoom webinar chat?
Yeah, it should be at the bottom. Yes, it should say, yep, chat at the bottom.
Your text, okay, okay, where it says all panelists. I don't know where this is. I'm
It should
trying
be
to-
at the, it
Well,
should
it
be
might
at the
say
bottom.
participants, and she might
Okay.
have to click on that. She got it?
Real.
I don't know what I don't understand what I'm doing. Your chat can only be seen by panelists.
I need to go with my dog. I'm like, oh geez. But
Yeah, so
you
you're just gonna type both of your names in the chat.
got in that hallway.
If I can find where I was at, I would. Okay. Okay, here we go. All right, so up here. So let me see if it lets me type.
As soon as all the doctors come around, they'll get a better idea. You know,
I don't see where I'm supposed to type at. It's not letting me type.
Does it say participants on your screen?
It says to all participants, you can text and be
Then
seen.
you can click on to participants and it will show you the chat box over to the side.
Oh, heck. Mute.
See if you can change it to send it to the panelists.
Oh, now I lost y'all. Uh-oh. Now I did something wrong. Oh, Lord.
We can still hear you.
Yeah.
See me now. Oh, boy, I did something wrong now. Go back. Let me see if I can go back. I don't know what I did wrong now, for real. I lost you. Oh, there you go. But I don't see where I'm supposed to type at. On the bottom, I see the mute button, the chat button,
on it. I hear them. I don't know how to get.
lower hand, question and answers.
Your screen looks somewhat different from mine.
I'm
I
looking
believe.
at it.
Quick check. Oh, darn, I don't want to be on there. I did it again. Oh, God. I'm not touching this. They'll just have to know that we on here because I don't know how to, I'm touching something and I shouldn't be touching this.
Okay.
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 Oh, Lord, I don't know what I'm touching here.
No, but okay. Okay.
They done
Thank
picked the
you.
wrong
Bye.
person for this mess. I don't know what I'm doing here.
Morning, everyone that's here.
Oh, boy, I wish I was good morning, but I don't know what I'm doing here.
Yes, good morning. Welcome.
Okay, speaking English. And then I want to get off here, open. Okay, let's see.
Did you find it, Miss Carly?
No, now I can't even see you guys. I'm back on the word that says Zoom. I don't know what I did wrong. Nope, I lost you guys. I can hear you, but I can't see you now.
Okay. We're gonna get started in just a few minutes.
Okay, well, that'll maybe give me a chance to, well, you know I'm on here, me and Tracy, but I don't see what I'm doing to be able to get on here. So let's see what this is. Wonder what that is.
Hi, Miss Sharon. Did you have a question? I thought your hand was raised. Miss Gann?
No, I'm good.
Okay. Okay.
Morning.
Okay. So we are going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to give it maybe another minute. We have 38 participants so far. So I'll give it another 60 seconds because I see we still have people joining.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
Good morning.
Another 30 seconds. We're up to 49 now. Good morning, Ms. Hall. I see you. Another 10 seconds.
It's darker now. Oh,
Okay, let's get started. Good morning, everyone. I hope you all are doing well and that your families are doing well. We are so glad to see all of you here at our first teacher cohort, proper sanitation procedures. We would just like to take a moment to introduce ourselves. My name is Charlotte Brown. I am a child development specialist for Matrix Early Head Start, CCP. I am the child development specialist for 3 centers, Awali, Nurturing Nest, and Bright Beginnings.
good. I can't hear you. Viandria is muted.
Okay, I'm sorry. Give me 1 second, Phyllis. Can you all hear me?
Yes.
Okay, hi, good morning. My name is Viandria Brown, the Education Manager for Matrix Early Head Start Child Care Partnerships. We're so happy to have everybody here joining us today on our very first webinar with proper sanitizing procedures. We hope you all enjoy today.
Good morning. I'm Janice Dawson, Child Development Specialist. I have 2 centers, Child Star and Blessed Beginning. Welcome.
And we will also like to take a moment to recognize Pamela Richards, who is
Yes.
our 3rd presenter. She's actually on the line, but she will not be presenting with us today. But let's just send her our love. She worked really hard in helping us prepare for today's cohort, and we just want to thank her.
Yes.
So before we get started, I would like to just ask for everyone to please take this time right now to type in your first and last name, please, in the chat box, along with the center in which you work. So let's just take a moment to do that. This is how we will take attendance and how you will receive your certificates. So please type your first and last name and the center in which you work in the chat box. Thank you so much. Also, if you have any questions throughout our webinar today, please use the Q&A box at the bottom. Due to time constraints, the questions that you ask will be answered, but they will be answered later on in the week via email. So we will get your questions answered, but it will be a little later this week. Welcome, everyone. So I'm just going to give you a couple more seconds to type in your name and your center. So if you are just now joining us, please, I'm asking for everyone to type their name, their first and last name, along with the center in which they work in the chat box below. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and get started. Today, we will be discussing proper sanitation procedures because we all know that routine cleaning and disinfecting is the key to maintaining a safe environment for our children and staff. So we're gonna dive right in. So today we will cover the following. We will understand the difference between how to clean, sanitize, and disinfect. We will discuss policies and procedures for properly sanitizing classrooms as it aligns with the CDC and Matrix CCP. We will review universal precautions. We will discuss and review early Head Start performance standards for health and safety. And we will also demonstrate how to properly sanitize, toys, classroom materials, and furniture, including the changing table. So before we get started, I wanted to do a little exercise with you. It's a video about breathing. It's very important for us, and especially now, to just kind of sit back and relax and just kind of take a deep breath. It has been known to lower high blood pressure, lower your heart rate, reduce stress, and just relax your body. So I'm gonna play a video and I hope you all like it and participate. It's called belly breathing. You may have seen this one.
Grammarly ensures your writing is mistake-free and clear, as well as more interesting.
Breathe. Sometimes the monster that's inside you is a monster that is mad. It's a monster who is angry. It's a monster who feels bad. When your monster wants to throw things and your monster wants to shout, there's a way to calm your monster and chill your inner monster out.
Belly breathe, gonna breathe right through it, belly breathe. This is how you do belly breathe. Gonna breathe right through it, belly breathe. This is how you do it. Put your hands on your tummy, now you're ready to begin. Put your hands on your belly and you're slowly breathing. Bubba breathe, belly, belly, bubba, bubba breathe. Belly, belly breathe. Let your belly go out and in and out. And you'll start to calm down without a doubt. Let your belly go in and out and out and in.
Now Elmo feels like himself again.
Belly breathe, gonna breathe right through it, belly breathe. This is how you do it. Belly breathe, belly, belly, breathe. Belly, belly,
Your
breathe.
mad monster may appear at any time in any place, and that mad monster will make you make a mad monster face. He makes you want to push, he makes you want to shove. There's a way to calm that monster, bring out the monster love.
Belly breathe, gonna breathe right through it, belly breathe. This is how you do it. Belly breathe, gonna breathe right through it, belly breathe. This is how you do it. Belly go out and in and out. That's what belly breathing is all about. Feel your belly go in and out and out and in.
And now I feel like myself again.
Belly breathe, gonna breathe right
Everybody
through it, belly
just,
breathe.
yeah,
This is how
come
you
on.
do it. Belly breathe, gonna breathe right
Everybody
through it,
just,
belly breathe. Belly breathe.
We were counting, finding the abundant. We counted up to 5.
Okay. So how was that? That belly breathing? Did you participate? By a show of hands at the bottom of the screen. Yes. Okay. Did you like it? Keep those hands up. Okay. Perfect. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. And then it was a cute little beat too. Okay. So we want to hear from you. I have 2 poll questions before we get started with our content. So the first question I would like for everyone to answer is there a difference between cleaning, sanitizing, and disinfecting? And the second question is, which of the following lowers the number of germs on surfaces or objects to a safe level as judged by public health standards and requirements. So please just take, let's do about 45, maybe about a minute to answer these questions. So another 10 seconds. I'm gonna do another 5 seconds because the results are still coming in. So I'm gonna let the results come in. So maybe another 10 seconds. Okay, so I'm gonna end the polling and I'm gonna show the results. Okay, so the first question, is there a difference between clean, sanitize, and disinfect? We have 96% of you said yes. Okay. The second question, which of the following lowers the number of germs on surfaces or objects to a safe level as judged by the public health and standards or requirements? So let's see, 51% of you said disinfect is the answer. We have 6% that said cleaning and 43% that said sanitize. So let's review the first question. Who would like to share what the actual difference is between cleaning, sanitizing, and disinfecting? Can I have someone please volunteer? Please raise your hand or unmute yourselves to share what you think the difference is. Okay, let's see. Nakisha, can you unmute yourself? Nakisha? Let's go with Brandy. Brandy, you have your hand raised. Brandy, are you there?
She needs to unmute.
Brandy, can you unmute yourself?
Ladies, there is a microphone in the bottom left-hand corner, and you would have to click that in order to speak. So we can't hear you unless you click that button, and it has to say unmute.
Okay, let's go with Joy. Joy Fulton. Are you
Can you hear me?
Yes. Who's there?
Can you hear me? It's Joy.
Yes. Hi, Joy.
Hey, how are you? Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
So cleaning just pretty much gets the dirt germs off the surface. You'll probably use like soap and water. Disinfecting, you would use like a chemical like a Lysol or something like that pretty much kills the germs.
Okay.
Sanitizing is like when you sanitize your toys. You would dip it like Clorox and water, and you would submerge something in for a few seconds, take it out, rinse it off, let it air dry.
Okay.
And that's what I think.
Okay. Thank you, Joy, so much for participating and sharing.
No problem.
Okay. So Joy just gave us her reasoning for picking yes for clean, sanitize, and disinfect. We will actually look at the difference between all three of those on our next slide, but we're going to go to question 2. So the correct answer to question 2 is sanitize. Sanitizing lowers the germs on surfaces, and we're going to look closer at the definition to all three of these, including sanitize, on our next slide. Thank you, everyone. Okay, so knowing the difference, cleaning removes germs, dirt, and impurities from surfaces or objects. Cleaning works by using soap or detergent and water to physically remove germs from surfaces. This process does not necessarily kill germs, but by removing them, it lowers the number and the risk of spreading infection. So yes, Joy did mention using soap and water for cleaning. That is the difference. Next, sanitizing. Sanitizing lowers the number of germs. It lowers them. It does not kill them on surfaces or objects to a safe level as judged by the health standards or requirements. This process works by either cleaning or disinfecting surfaces or objects to lower the risk of spreading infection. So sanitizing could be a solution that we're using, like, for example, our hand sanitizer that we use. The chemicals that are in sanitizer are usually like alcohol and another active ingredient, but it is, they do lower the number of germs. They aren't killing germs. Disinfecting kills germs on surfaces or objects. So Joy, again, thank you for sharing. Yes, disinfecting works by using chemicals. Joy mentioned chemicals to kill germs on surfaces or objects. This process does not necessarily clean dirty surfaces. So we have to know that we have to use that cleaning step first. So it does not clean the surface, it kills germs or remove germs. Okay. So we are moving into our policy statement and purpose for our Matrix Early Head Start classrooms for classroom sanitation. So this is very, very, very important. This is the purpose. This is why we're doing what we're doing. So one of the most important steps in reducing the spread of common infectious diseases or conditions among children and child care providers is cleaning and sanitizing and or disinfecting. So knowing when to sanitize and when to disinfect objects and any surface a child comes in contact with, including floors that could be contaminated and spread disease to children and staff. Cleaning and disinfecting the environment as a means of ensuring children's and adults' health and well-being. Effectively and thoroughly sanitizing the environment and toys is mandatory. So I just want to reiterate that. Effectively and thoroughly sanitizing the environments and the toys is mandatory. It's mandatory that we do this to ensure the safety of our children and ourselves. Okay, so for this slide, we're gonna try to raise our hands again and do a little participation. What I would like to have is, I would like to have a reader for each step. So if I can have just 5 people, please raise their hands. Thank you.
Just really quick. We have a technical issue.
Okay.
Some people do not have the microphone, so some people we cannot hear them.
Okay.
So if we do have someone who has a question, okay, not the reading part, but if we have someone that has a question and they can't speak, we'll have them put their question in the chat.
Okay.
Or if they have to make a statement, they can put it in the chat, and then I'll read it from there.
Okay. Okay.
But if you do have the microphone, feel free to volunteer to read. Thank you.
Yes. So do I have any volunteers for step 1? Phyllis, your hand is raised. Would you like to read step 1? Miss Phyllis?
She has to unmute.
Hello. Oh. Do you have a mic? No, I don't have a mic.
We can hear you, Miss Phyllis.
We can hear you.
We can hear you.
We
See?
can hear you. We can hear you, Miss Phyllis.
Hello.
Hi, how are
How
you?
doing? I'm all right. How you guys doing?
Good. So while I have you on there, can you read step 1 and step 2 for us, please?
On the classroom sanitation schedule, record the date, the specific area, clothing was cleaned or sanitized or disinfected following the time frame. The teaching staff must also initial inside the box for the specific area completed. Okay, babe. Step 2, all cleaning materials must be stored out of reach of children.
Thank you. So step 1, every classroom should have a classroom sanitation schedule. This schedule should be used daily and throughout the day. We will look at this schedule on our next slide. Step 2, all cleaning materials must be stored out of reach. Please remember to store all cleaning materials in a high place so that children cannot access those cleaning materials. I'm going to read step 3. Thank you for those who have their hands raised for volunteering. Cleaning, sanitizing, and disinfecting products should not be used in close proximity to children, and adequate ventilation should be maintained during use. So I put in bold, not. Please remember that although the sanitizing materials that we're using are safe, but we still do not want to use them when there are children around. So if you still have children at mealtime that are still eating, please remember to wait until all children are done eating before we begin to clean or sanitize or disinfect any area. We do not want to spray any type of chemicals in their presence or while they're around. Remember that you can also absorb these chemicals through your skin or inhale them through your nose or through your mouth. So not only can they be digested if a child gets a hold of them, but they can also affect that child through other means or get into their system through other means. Step 4, all bottles must be labeled with the manufacturer's label or identification of contents. Now, I would like someone to answer this question for me. And you can just unmute yourself. You don't have to raise your hand. I would like to know if you know why the bottles need to be labeled with the manufacturer's label or identification of contents. Why is that necessary? Why is that important? So if you could just.
This is Charlotta from the Shining Stars.
Hi, Charlotta. How are you?
Great. To know what's exactly inside the bottle, you don't want to use something that you're not supposed to be using.
Exactly.
You need it labeled so you'll know exactly what's inside of the bottle.
Exactly. Exactly. Did anyone else wanna share anything else? So yeah, so like Charlotta said, you want to know exactly what is the exact ingredients that are in that bottle. So just in case a child does digest something or absorb something and you need to contact poison control, they're gonna wanna know exactly what's in that bottle to be able to treat that child. They have to know what's in it. And you'll know because that manufacturer's label is there and you can read all the ingredients so that that child can be cared for properly. Thank you so much, Charlotta, for participating. Step 5. Oops, I'm sorry. Step 5. Bloodborne pathogens. When disinfecting, the area should be cleaned first. Spray and wipe, and then spray again. Spray and leave to air dry, and allow to air dry for 10 minutes. If areas will be shampooed and dried before, class resumes. Okay, so just remember that if you ever have an area in your classroom that became contaminated for whatever reason, and it's on a rug or floor, but mainly a rug, because you won't really be able to disinfect it at that moment. So remember to block it off so that children will not be in that area or don't have access to that area, so that you can properly clean and disinfect it when necessary, or when you can. But just block that area off until you're able to disinfect and clean that carpet or that rug.
I have a question.
Yes.
Okay. Now for the solutions that you mix, like with the cap of bleach mixed with the gallon of water, with the quart of water, with 3 tablespoons of bleach, how are we going, besides putting bleach on that bottle to label that sprayer?
Okay, so I'm just going to say this really quick, and then we're going to keep on going. Please put your questions in the chat, but we don't use bleach, and we don't condone bleach. So we're going to get through the presentation, and we're going to talk about the different sanitation procedures that we have in place.
So this is the classroom sanitation and cleaning schedule, which was mentioned in step 1 of our process. This is the schedule that should be used daily. So I just want to put a question out there, and you can just put your answers in the chat, please, for me. Do you recognize this schedule, and are you using this schedule daily? So just kind of put your answers. I'm going to give you a minute or so to put your answers in the chat box, just to let me know if you recognize it and are you using it. So do you recognize it and do you use it? And I would like to have one more volunteer just to unmute themselves, just one volunteer to volunteer and say how you use this schedule. If you are using it in your classroom, how is it utilized? How is this utilized? I see a lot of yeses. I can call a name. What about Victoria? Victoria? Oh, you can't speak your microphone? Okay, so what about Miss Ginn? Miss Ginn, are you able to speak? Miss Ginn, you put 3 yeses. Yes, yes, yes. Would you like to explain?
Me personally, myself, I would check the daily schedule at the beginning of the day and at the end of the day.
You said you would do what? Can you repeat that for me one more time?
Check the daily schedule at the beginning of the day and at the end of the day.
Okay, so you use it at the beginning of the day and at the end of the day. Okay. Okay. Thank you, Ms. Ginn. So this schedule should be used throughout the day, because remember, some of the items on here, we're cleaning, like for example, the 5th one, toys that are mild, that's going to be after each use, right? So we're going to be using this form throughout the day, every day, to make sure that we're cleaning properly, we're sanitizing properly, and we're documenting. Okay, so these are our sanitizing procedures. Step 1, there are 3 steps. Step 1, washing with clean soapy water. This step is conducted to remove large particles of food and debris and as many microorganisms as possible. So this is going to be our first step. Only with soap and water. No other ingredients should be mixed with the soap and water. Step 3, we're going to rinse with clean, clear water. The rinse step is to further remove food and debris and to remove the soap so that it doesn't interfere with the effectiveness of the sanitizer. So remember, this is only clean water and soap. And now we are going to talk about a sanitizer. This step 3, sanitizing with an approved agent. We already have an approved agent. We will be introducing you to the sanitizer that we will be using this upcoming school year later on in our PowerPoint. We will be also demonstrating how to use this approved agent. Okay. So how often should cleaning and sanitizing and disinfecting occur? So now we know what cleaning and sanitizing and disinfecting means, and we know why we clean and disinfect and sanitize. Now, how often are we cleaning and sanitizing or disinfecting? How often are we doing it, and what are we cleaning and sanitizing and disinfecting? Because some items may require cleaning and sanitizing, but others may require cleaning and disinfecting. Some may just require sanitizing or just cleaning. So what are we cleaning? What are we sanitizing? And what are we disinfecting, and how often? So I just want to have just like a conversation about this. I know that some of our microphones aren't working, but we can still use our chat box if you would like, and I can read some of your responses. So the change-in table, are we cleaning, sanitizing, or disinfecting our change-in table? And how often are we doing that? So just type in the chat box if you are cleaning, sanitizing, or disinfecting your change-in table, and how often is that happening? Okay, we have after every use. Yes, after every use. After every use. All 3, clean after every use. Okay, so you're cleaning, sanitizing, and disinfecting that change-in table, and it's after every use. What about cots? How often are we cleaning and sanitizing or disinfecting cots? Daily, every day, every day, every day. Yes, after every use, daily, every day. Okay, what about items toys that have been mild? How often are we cleaning them? And are we cleaning, sanitizing, or disinfecting these items? So these toys that children are putting in their mouths, and what are we doing with them? So, okay, so daily cleaning and disinfecting, all 3. Yuck bucket and clean. Thank you, Victoria. Yes. Clean after every use. Yuck bucket. Yes, we want to utilize our yuck buckets. We're going to have to utilize our yuck buckets to the fullest. Yes, have a yuck bucket. Clean and disinfect daily. Putting them in the yuck bucket. So I'm just reading some of your responses. And then we're gonna take a look at the actual procedure to see how often these things, these items in your classroom should be cleaned. And should they be cleaned, sanitized, and or disinfected? Clean your bucket, okay. So I'm gonna stop our PowerPoint so that we can take a look at our procedure. So this is our Matrix Early Head Start procedure for classroom sanitation. This is where most of the information is coming from. It's coming from our policies and procedures. So this is the chart that reflects how often cleaning should occur. So this is the schedule. So right here, toys, children put in their mouths, mouthing bucket toys. Yes, we heard a lot of wash, rinse, sanitize. Some said all three. We are only washing, rinsing, and sanitizing those toys that are mouthed by children. And we're doing it after each use and also at the end of every day because we want to get ready for that next day, right? Let's look at some of the other items and how often they should be either cleaned, sanitized, and disinfected. So we have toys, shelves, countertops. When was the last time we cleaned our window sills? Okay, so window sills, wash, rinse, and sanitize weekly, it says. Okay. Tables, wash, rinse, and sanitize after each use and at the end of the day. Cots, wash and sanitize. And that's on a weekly basis. Floors, we're cleaning the floors. So where it says dramatic play clothes, according to the CDC, we will be, it is recommended that we remove all cloth items and soft toys from all classrooms due to COVID-19 and all the precautions that are taking place due to COVID-19. But we have furniture that we're cleaning on a weekly basis. So we're washing and sanitizing. Our changing table, yes, we said after every use, wash, rinse, and sanitize after every use. Our diaper pails, okay, that's daily. The crib mattress, we're sanitizing it daily. And then again, we just talked about our soft toys, which we will be removing from our classrooms. Okay. So let's go back over to our PowerPoint. Okay. Okay, so universal precautions. I would also like to have someone please unmute yourselves and share what you know about universal precautions. Without reading it, I know our posting is here and you can read it, but what do you know about universal precautions? What are they? Would someone like to unmute themselves and volunteer and share what universal precautions are or what you think they are? And you can kind of sum it up if you want to.
This is Phyllis from Fun Time. That, well, it's what I have posted in all the areas at the center. And what we do with that is basic hand washing and use of the gloves. And after gloves are used, they're disposed of, such as if a diaper is changed, it's a different pair of gloves is used with each diaper change. And your hands are washed along with, before you put the gloves on and after the gloves are taken off. And you also wash the hands of the child that the diaper is changed. before, in any instance that we use the gloves, we wash our hands and we remove the gloves, and we use a different set of gloves with every thing that we're doing, every different task that we're performing. If we use the gloves, we're removing them and putting on a new glove for the next task. We don't go from task to task with the same set of gloves on, or without washing our hands.
Thank you so much, Ms. Phyllis, for sharing. You are exactly right. Universal precautions, I mean, they're basically just standard precautions. It's something that was developed in the 1980s by the CDC. It's like a set of guidelines that they put in place to reduce infections in childcare settings and in healthcare settings. And then they found later that there are more germs and more bodily fluids that we come in contact with. So we have to take on these standard precautions to keep us safe. And like Ms. Phyllis stated, yes, we're washing our hands. We're making sure that our hands are clean before we put on gloves. And after we take the gloves off, we want to make sure we're using gloves in between changing diapers. We want to make sure we're using gloves when we're handling any type of bodily fluids. We want to make sure that we're washing hands and using gloves before and after spills that may be from our sanitizing solution or disinfectant sprays. We want to make sure we're always being cautious. We're always washing hands. When we have a scratch, or we're changing a Band-Aid, or we sneeze and need to blow our nose, we want to make sure that we're keeping our hands clean, our children's hands clean. I love how, Ms. Phyllis, I love how you reiterated, keeping those children's hands clean too. So when you're changing a diaper, making sure that you wash that child's hand as well. Making sure that we're wearing gloves and switching gloves, changing gloves between each child. Yes, and then also our environmental sanitizing. So making sure all of our items in our classroom and in our environment are clean, sanitized, and disinfected. So thank you so much for sharing. Okay. So now that concludes the policies and procedures part of our presentation. Right now, Ms. Dawson will start off with a helpful hint, and then I will see you in a little bit.
Good morning, everyone, again. Just a helpful hint about shoe covers should be worn whenever anyone enters a classroom where children crawl on the floor. Also, please, please, please remove your shoe covers when leaving a classroom. Now, that's very important because once you leave that classroom, then you have germs on those shoe covers and you cannot return back in there because the child that's on the floor can pick up the germs because they put everything in their mouths, okay? Okay, our next slide is health and safety, hand washing. Reinforce regular health and safety practices with children and staff. Wash hands often with soap and water for at least 20 seconds. This is especially important after blowing your nose, coughing, sneezing, going to the bathroom, and before eating or preparing food. Continue to implement hand washing guidelines. Wearing gloves does not replace appropriate hand hygiene. Now, I would like for you to join us in looking at a short video.
Danny and Grammarly are working on her senior thesis. Once she subtracts unnecessary words and adds one necessary citation, it will earn her a Dilliga, dilliga, billiga, really your friend. Do you know what a rhinovirus is? And no, I'm not talking about a big four-legged animal with a horn on its nose. Rhinovirus is a fancy name for one of the germs that could give you a cold. And germs are those nasty little things that are so small, you can't even see them. But they'll make you sick if they get in your eyes or your nose or your mouth. Sounds pretty scary, huh? But you don't have to be afraid of germs. Not if you're a... And of course, actually wash them. Let's look at them one by one. Why should you wash your hands? Because it's the best way. Nasty little things that are so small, you can't even see them. But they'll make you sick if they get in your eye. Silliga dilliga billiga really your friend. Do you know what a rhinovirus is? And no, I'm not talking about a big four-legged animal with a horn on its nose. Rhinovirus is a fancy name for one of the germs that could give you a cold. And germs are those nasty little things that are so small, you can't even see them. But they'll make you sick if they get in your eyes or your nose or your mouth. Sounds pretty scary, huh? But you don't have to be afraid of germs. Not if you're a superstar hand washer. It's easy. All you have to do is know why, when, and how to wash your hands. And then, of course, actually wash them. Let's look at them one by one. Why should you wash your hands? Because it's the best way to not get sick or spread germs. And I don't know anybody who likes being sick. When should you wash your hands? Before you eat, after you use the bathroom, if you've coughed or sneezed, when you clean up after pets, or anytime they look or feel dirty. Makes sense to me. How should you wash your hands? With soap and water, scrub them real good, and dry off with a nice clean towel. And make sure you wash them for about 15 to 20 seconds. You can tell how long that is by singing the Superstar Hand Washer song. Are you ready to play Let's Pretend? Yeah! Say the magic words with me. Silly-ga-dilly-ga-billy-ga-rilly. Now imagine you're a world-famous rock star singing your latest smash hit song, Superstar Hand Washer. 1, 2, 3, hey! Germs, germs, go away. Off my hands, that's what I say. Do it right, do it now. I know why, when, how, 'cause I'm a superstar hand washer. Now, if you want to be a superstar hand washer, just remember why, when, how. Let's sing that song again. 1, 2, 3, hey! Germs, germs, go away. Off my hands, that's what I say. Do it right, do it now. I know why, when, how, 'cause I'm a superstar hand washer. One more time. Superstar hand washer.
Go. Why should you wash your hands? Because of germs like me. Germs, go away. Get off my hands, that's what I say. When should you wash your hands? I say never. That's because I'm a germ. I know why. How should you wash your hands, you ask? Well, germs say don't use soap and water and don't scrub for 15 to 20 seconds and use a really dirty towel to dry your hands. One more time. Yeah. One more, right? I'm a germ.
Okay, everyone, I hope you enjoyed that. I also wanted to say it would be ideal if you played that video from time to time for your children to reinforce to the children the importance of hand washing. Because it's a cartoon and it has music, it will get the children's interest, okay? Thank you. We will have and at the end of our presentation. Okay, we have performance standards for health, 1302.40 through 47. Safety first. As you notice in the first slide, you see a child with their hand up with a small object. it's really best to scour the room and look for little objects because children always seem to find them. They can put them up their nose, in their ears, it can get lodged in their windpipe. So really, really, really be careful to eyeball that room to make sure that you don't have any objects like that, okay? The second one is a heart shape of fruits and vegetables. And it talks about the importance, that's what it conveys, the importance of healthy eating fruits and vegetables, which gives children a balanced diet. Yes, there are other things, but these produce, their productive use can also help the immunity system to fight off colds, infections, or whatever. We know that children really don't care a lot for fruits and vegetables, some children, but if you have a variety of colors, and most children love ranch, you can put some with some ranch, okay? And your third picture is a picture of the brain, which we know proper sleep, proper exercise, and nutrition builds for a healthy brain. So we just wanted to show a few pictures to let you know the importance of this. Also, this can be found later. Performance Standards 1302.45 is mental health. Can I get one person to read the first two bullets? If you would unmute yourself.
Okay, teachers must provide support for effective classroom management by working to have a positive learning environment. Some children may experience separation anxiety coming back to the classroom, which may cause them to cry loudly, throw objects, biting, hitting, or sudden anger outbursts. It's very important to build trusting relationships with children and their parents.
Okay. After careful observation, giving children the opportunity to adjust if a child's behavior seems a bit odd or displays some of those characteristics, you may need to complete a teacher's concern. So the mental health specialist can schedule a visit to give you some strategies that may be helpful. After careful observation, please remember that you cannot ask for a teacher's concern soon as the child entered the classroom. They're not used to you anymore and the environment. So give them some time to kind of settle down. A child's behavior may seem a bit odd and display characteristics such as biting, continuing to hit other children. So just give them a little time before, but please notate things that you see them doing so that when you do write the teacher's concern, you'll have information to back that up. So Fred Rogers, Rogers Neighborhood, I would like to just quote, when we talk about our feelings, they become less overwhelming. Sometimes children bottle up everything and you don't get to really understand or know what they're thinking. So be mindful of that. Okay, performance standards, health, 1302.40 through 47. Make sure children's area is clean and sanitized before class starts. You must wear gloves when changing diapers, assisting with toileting, cleaning children's noses. Document and speak to provider if you notice a child is ill or not feeling well any time of the day. Check with your allergy postings to make sure every teacher is aware of allergies, which could affect children's health. Okay, let's talk just a moment about the allergy postings that should be in each classroom. Now, just for an example, maybe you might have to go to someone else's classroom and maybe it's lunchtime. And this child cannot maybe eat corn. Let's use corn for an example. But you're not aware that's not your child. So the food is being served. It's very important to look at your allergy chart to make sure that that corn is acceptable, strawberries or what have you. It may even be a different type of milk that they may have to drink. So that's very, very important, okay? Performance Standards 1302.47, Safety Practices. A teacher from another classroom should check for all the chip, crack, broken items or materials before children enter the classroom. Check for any plugs that may not be covered. Now, I said a teacher from another classroom. The reason I said that is because sometimes in our own classroom, we can see the same thing so many times that it looks okay to us because you're used to that. If you get another teacher, then that's fresh eyes on your situation in your classroom. Use safe food practices, which means handling food with gloves on properly. Never, ever leave children alone for any reason. Outdoors, playground. One of the staff should go outdoors with disinfect to wipe down outside equipment. Also, check the outdoor area for debris, glass, bottles, broken or chipped pieces, or any other items that are dangerous before children are allowed to go outdoors. Again, never leave children alone. Let's practice. Okay, now here we have two procedures. We have procedure A and we have procedure B. We would like first for you to take a look at procedure A. I'm going to show the video.
Good morning. Good morning. How are you? Are you woke up, family? Yes, you finally woke up? Would you like to get changed? Are you wet? Huh? Are you wet? I bet you are. Yes, I bet you are. I bet you are wet. Okay, let's get you cleaned up here. Let's get white. Your clean pad right here. Oh, yeah. Yeah. There we go. Let's wipe you all down, clean you up. Oh, that's gotta feel better, doesn't it? Okay, let's dry out for a second. Dry out for a second. Yeah. Yeah. Get you some breakfast here. Get you a bottle in a second. Huh? Put your diaper back on. Get your diaper back on. Get you dressed. Yeah, what are you doing? What are you doing? Okay, hold on a second, baby. I need to write this on your log. Okay, wet. 8:30. My goodness. Okay. All right, let's go get you ready for bubbles. I gotta change Susie now. You ready, Susie? I'm coming to get you, baby. Okay, let's go. Okay. All right, let's spray the bed. Wash it all down. Dry. I'm coming, sweetheart. Give me a second. I know you're wet. I know you're starting to fuss. Okay. All right. Hold on, sweetie. Here I go. Gotta get this all cleaned up for you. Yeah. You gotta gotta clean the table first. Can't put you right back on there. That'd be gross. Yeah. Gloves. Ready? You ready? All dried up. Well, tell me, baby. You've been up all morning. You haven't taken a nap yet. You've been up since 6:30 when you got here. Yeah. You've been up since 6:30. Okay. Let's get you changed up here, sweetheart. Take your diaper off. Yeah, you got peepees. We got peepees. We got peepees. Daddy, wipe and wash down out. Clean you up. There you go. Let's dry you off a little bit. Dry you off a little bit. Yeah. Ready? Okay, let's put your clean diaper on. And I know you're getting hungry too, because it's 8:30. It's breakfast time. Yeah.
Okay, so I would like for you to go now to the chat box and just tell what you saw was wrong and what was right. So I'll give you a few minutes to go to the chat box and write your answers down.
Okay, so I'm just gonna read some of the comments. She didn't change gloves, didn't change gloves. She washed her hands before applying gloves for the second time. She was talking to the baby and enforcing language development. She didn't use the 3 steps.
Okay. Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay.
Great. Okay, so now we're going to look at procedure B.
Now the other sons are coming.
Okay, Ava, I'm getting ready to change your diaper, so I'm gonna change you in a minute. I'll be right there. Clean off this changing table. Right. And wash my hands. And I'll be right there. Take some gloves. Right there, Ava. Here I come. Time to change your diaper. Oh, okay. I see you're playing. That's okay. You can take it with us. And let's go change your diaper. Hi, Ava. Good afternoon. How are you today? All right. You can keep playing with your toy. That is okay. All right. So let's get ready. Let's change that diaper. Okay. Yeah. We're so happy that you are back. Let's get a wipe. We are so happy that you are back. Did you miss us? We missed you. We sure did. All right, okay. Out the way. Okay, take these off. And out the way. All right, so I'm gonna get another pair of gloves. We're gonna get you a nice fresh diaper. And you can go back and you can play, because I know you're having such a good time. Word.
other diaper. Ready? All set. All right, there we go. Nice and fresh and clean. All right. She's so fresh. She's so clean. There you go. Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna take you back. Oh, no, we gotta wash our hands first. Do that. We're gonna wash your hands till they're nice and clean. All right, you're done. We are all set. Let's go back. I'm gonna put you back over here. Okay, there you go. All right, I'm gonna put you back over here. You can finish playing. All right, Ava. Okay, let's take these off. Here. Here. Let's get ready. Off again. Okay. Move your gloves. Oh, I can't put on gloves yet. I have to wash my hands. All right, let's wash. Let's wash. Wash. Okay. All right, now I can put my gloves on. Clean. Okay. All right, who's next?
Okay, so after looking at procedure B and you've seen procedure A, I would like for you to go in the chat box and tell us what you've seen in procedure B. I'll give you a few minutes. What was right and what was wrong?
So we have math was right.
Self-talk for language learning. Procedure B, the teacher changed her gloves. The baby left alone was wrong. She didn't sanitize the toy the child was playing with. She told the child what she was doing. She changed the gloves, but didn't see she cleaned the table with 3 steps. She did not check. Saw the gloves over the dirty diaper. She talked to the baby the whole time. She washed her hands after every task. She didn't sanitize. Okay, so that's just a few questions. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to do a polling. So when the polling comes up,
Okay, Ava, I'm getting ready to change.
I need you to answer the polling questions. So let's hear from you. Which was the correct procedure for diaper changing? Was it procedure A or was it procedure B? Give you a few minutes. You guys are very observant. We have some dynamic teachers here.
Yes, we do.
They are amazing.
They're outstanding. They really are.
And you know what this shows me? This shows me that they're doing what they're supposed to do in their class.
Yes, it does. It does. Absolutely.
Sure does.
Okay. So let's look at the polling results. Which was the correct procedure for diaper changing? Procedure A had 15% in the blue. Procedure B had 85%. So that just shows you guys are really paying attention because procedure B is the correct answer. Okay, so now we have the diaper procedure. Actually, I'd like in the chat box for someone to tell me where the diaper procedure chart should be located, or even if you have one. Okay, above the changing table in the changing area. Great, great, great. Always make sure you have that, and you can refer back to that if you are unsure of the steps, okay? Thank you, great answers. Yes, if the changing table happens to be in a bathroom, and in some cases it is, you're absolutely correct. It should be over the changing table. Thank you so much. Okay, now that concludes my part. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ms. Dawson. Okay, so now we are going to take a look at one more video. This is going to show us, this is going to be our demonstration on how to properly sanitize toys. One container or yuck bucket is going to be toys that children have mouthed. And then the other bucket is just going to be tiles or toys that children just have touched. And we're going to demonstrate or show this demonstration on how we sanitize.
Following proper sanitation procedures is very important when it comes to sanitizing classroom materials. So here we have two buckets. We have our yuck bucket, and we have a bucket full of materials that you will find on your shelf in your classroom that children play with every day. The items in the yuck bucket are items that children's mouth throughout the day, and they cannot be touched by. Following proper sanitation procedures is very important when it comes to sanitizing classroom materials. So here we have two buckets. We have our yuck bucket, and we have a bucket full of materials that you will find on your shelf in your classroom that children play with every day. The items in the yuck bucket are items that children's mouth throughout the day, and they cannot be touched by any other children. So you will put them away in the yuck bucket until they are ready to be sanitized using our three-step sanitizing system that is outlined in the Matrix Early Head Start Child Care Partnership Policy and Procedure for Classroom Sanitation. So before you touch the yuck bucket items, you want to make sure you follow universal precautions. You put on gloves because these yuck bucket items do have bodily fluid on them. So you want to make sure, again, that you follow the three-step sanitation procedure. You wash them with soapy water to get all of the microorganisms off. You want to make sure you get all of the dirt and all of the food off, and then you want to make sure that you rinse them thoroughly to also make sure that you're getting all the food off and you're getting just all of the saliva, anything that is on the toys that make them dirty. And then after that, you have to sanitize them. with the items in this bucket are the toys that are on your shelf that the children play with throughout the day. These items here have not been mouthed, but they have been touched by the children. In that case, you will have to sanitize them. This is our new hand sanitizing solution that we will be using this program year. It is by Cali Distillery. It is 80% alcohol antiseptic spray. And what you're going to do is you're going to make sure that before you spray this, you do not spray it in front of the children. It is 100% safe. However, we do not want to spray and sanitize in front of the children. So what you do, once you know no children are in the area, you're going to spray your toys. So you're going to spray them down. You're going to let them dry for about 15-20 seconds, and then you can put them back on the shelf, and they will be ready and available for other children to play with.
Okay, so after watching that video, does anyone want to join the chat just to explain how you're sanitizing your Yuck Bucket toys, or how you're sanitizing the toys that are in just on the shelves that the children are playing with daily? If you want to share, you can share in the chat, or you can unmute yourself and share. We sanitize daily for shelf toys, but do a 3-step process weekly. Okay. I sanitize my students' toys every Friday of every week. Does anyone else want to share what they're doing to sanitize their Yuck Bucket toys and just the toys on the shelves in their classrooms? I sanitize during downtime. I sanitize every week or as needed. We sanitize our mouth toys every night before leaving. Sanitize every day. We sanitize daily during downtime. Wash with soap and water, yes, and let dry for 15 seconds. Soap and water and the approved sanitizing agent. Toys are sanitized during nap time and at the end of the day daily. I clean and sanitize my toys that are played with for the day and deep cleaning on Fridays. Thank you so much, ladies, for sharing. Sanitize every day, nightly, during downtime, and at the end of the day. So most of us, we're sanitizing more than once, right? We're cleaning and sanitizing more than once a day. Okay, so we would just like to take the time to thank you. That concludes our presentation on proper sanitation procedures. These are a set of resources for you, some of which we use throughout our PowerPoint. If you want to know the ingredients that are in the sanitizing solution that you will be using at your centers, that information is also a part of this resource, as well as the safety data sheet. And we will definitely try to share this or get this PowerPoint to you to share it with you. The videos, the hand washing videos, if you want to do those with your children, that's in here. The belly breathing is also a resource that we have on our resource page.
Okay, so really quick, we're gonna show you, we're gonna rewatch the belly breathing video because we did realize that you all did not see the video while it was playing. You heard it, but you didn't see it. So it's okay, we're gonna replay it for you all to see. It's a really cute video. But then also while you're doing that, I did take attendance from the chat and I got about 55 names. So if you did not put your name and your center into the chat, please make sure you do that at this time, because I'm gonna start sending out certificates within 48 hours. And I would like for you to get one. So don't miss out. Make sure you put your name in the chat. Thank you.
Also, I found my other piece of my note for a mental health activity that would be great, because sometimes the kids get a little fussy and you can have like a quiet time. So here's an example of an activity I did with some children when I was a teacher in a classroom. You can set out black construction paper, assorted colors of chalk. They can choose wherever they would like to draw, then turn on some soft classical music or jazz for them to enjoy while drawing. It really sets a calm, relaxing atmosphere. Okay? Thank you so much for joining us. I hope that you really learned something and had some fun as well.
Okay, so I'm sorry. We have another technical difficulty because Charlotte got kicked out and Charlotte has the PowerPoint.
Okay.
So what's gonna happen, I know, this is gonna be recorded. So you will be able to look at the belly breathing video that way. Or if not, just click on the resources that, that you see. We're gonna send the PowerPoint as well. Thank you so much, everybody.
Thank you.
We'll leave it up for another 5 minutes just to make sure that everybody has put their name in the chat. And we appreciate you all so much for coming and participating with us. This is our very first cohort. So thank you so much for joining us and experiencing this with us as well. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We hope you enjoyed the training, and we hope that you apply these in your classrooms. We'll be watching.
Yes.
So everybody who registered, all of the PowerPoint will be sent to your email address that you register with.
Thank you. Reading some of the responses, some people said they learned a lot. Okay, thank you. When is the next one? I enjoyed the information. Wonderful, wonderful. We're happy to hear that. Great train, thank you.
Okay, I did see Latanya Smith ask when is the next one. We have a cohort on Thursday for anecdotal note taking. So make sure you sign up for that one. That's gonna be a good one as well.
Correct.
And then we have 2 lined up for next week. Those invitations will be going out tomorrow. Okay, here we go. Well, thank you for the wonderful feedback. You ladies are awesome. You are amazing teachers. We are so blessed to be working with such a great group of teachers. You all are amazing. And we know it's going to be hard going back, but we're going to all get through this together. This is the new normal that we all have to get adjusted to, and it's okay. We're going to make it through. We're going to be great. It's going to be great when the kids come back. They're going to be so excited. I know you're going to be excited. It's going to be good. Okay, I think this is good. I think we got enough. I think everybody has put their name in the chat. All right, ladies, thank you so much. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you so much. Bye now.
Bye-bye.